This past week's SmackDown episode saw one of the greatest promos in modern history. Shall I say all-timer? It's an all-timer for sure. It's a Hall of Fame level promo. Is it the best of all time? I kind of came away from it thinking it might actually be my favorite promo I've ever seen. And I'm surprised to say that. I've seen a lot of good shit. And look, this might just be recency bias, hyperbole based on the overall first reactions of how amazing this was. But and I don't talk about pro wrestling in the ring on this show. I try to stick to the podcasts and the shoot interviews. But this was one of the greatest promos that I was just so amazed when I watched this. Of course, the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes confrontation on SmackDown this week. The first face-to-face on the road to WrestleMania between these two. Man, I was just in fucking awe of this promo. Before I dive into my thoughts about it, go ahead and take a look at a small clip of this. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag this one.
He used to tell me about these main events, about being the guy, being the face of the company, main eventing WrestleManias. He called it all before. My God. He was the best. He really was. Hey, you want to know what he used to always say about you? Nothing.
Again, to me, this was one of the greatest promos of all time. One of the best promos I've ever seen. Honestly, at least in the modern era, I cannot think of something that will stick with me like this promo did. And it was the littlest things. You know, you might like something that CM Punk has said recently, or MJF, or Seth freaking Rollins, or whatever the fuck kind of stick man that you like, whatever promos that you're into. The way that this was masterfully delivered, all the way from the very beginning, where Cody challenges Roman and says, unless you need your boys to stay in the ring, you know, maybe we should have this conversation one-on-one unless you need to have these people around. It was so well done. It was beautiful. Roman consults Heyman. Yeah, Solo's got to leave too. Because Heyman's like, well, Solo should stay just in case. No, Solo leaves too. And the look on Solo's face the whole time during this promo, like he's just like, I'm going to fucking kill Cody Rhodes. All you got to do is say the word. Say the word, and I got the Samoan spike in his fucking neck. Ah! It was so good. And they get out of the ring all hesitant, and they leave the ring, just Cody and Roman. And they look at each other. Roman says, are you comfortable now? Oh my God. Like every little thing you can't hear. Let me get more comfortable. You might not like this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Lays the belts down. Man. And then he says, so what do you want to talk about? Roman Reigns was in God mode on this. This is not just a fucking... It's not just a slogan for a t-shirt, something fancy to say, you know, the tribal chief, God mode. No, Roman Reigns is in God mode right now. Watch this promo. I'm going to try to do, and I don't know how it's going to work out, but I half-ass want to do a watch along, and I want to like break this down, like the anatomy of a promo. Not that I'm a fucking expert, but I want to pick out all the little things in this thing, because this was the most brilliant piece of work I've seen in years. Roman Reigns fucking lays the belts down. What do you want to talk about? And then they get into the conversation, and these two just going back and forth. You know, Cody talking about how he's the guy that always climbs the hill, right? Like there's always insurmountable odds, and Roman is unbeatable to maybe everybody. But not Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes does what everybody thinks he cannot do. He does the impossible. drops the 10,000 seat arena with his indie buddies reference. No reference to AEW. Fine, whatever. But Cody Rhodes, man, he kind of laid it out. He laid out his mission statement. And Roman fires back, and he gets at him with the Dusty Rhodes talk. And this is, as you saw in that clip, this is where it gets fucking masterful. Not just does Roman, like a normal guy, and not only that, it's the littlest things. That's why I want to do a watch along. I know I'm not doing it any justice here. This is just a gush session. So, if you don't want to hear me just gush about it and kind of pontificate on the promo along the way, you can move along. Like I said, I will try to do like a watch along on it if YouTube permits. But even just the facial, both of the mannerisms on both sides, the little facial gestures that they do, the tones of voice, the pauses, the pregnant pauses, the way that they just hold the fucking crowd in the palm of their hands. And Roman's talking about Dusty. No, I'm not going to belittle Dusty. I have way too much respect for that man. He goes on to say, he taught me so much, blah, 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 blah. We used to talk about everything, mostly about what's going on right now. I'm going to main event WrestleMania and all of that. But you know what we didn't talk about? Or you know what your dad used to say about you? Nothing. And just the way that Roman paused and the way that he delivered that line. The only criticism I have of this entire promo is Cody Rhodes. I thought Cody overacted it a little bit. Cody likes to use the big words and sound all fucking with his wording. They call that, where I come from in the writer background, they call that purple prose. Cody's promos are very purple at times. And I thought that held this back just a pinch, because when Cody fired back, he sounded like he was reading lines, you know what I mean? And I know Cody probably at least writes his own stuff or has a big hand in it. But Roman was in God mode. Roman has truly tapped into the Matrix. He's Neo in pro wrestling. He is one with the Matrix. He's fucking flawless. I've never, ever, ever thought I would say this about Roman Reigns in a million years. I was one of those people who hated Roman Reigns because he was being shoved down our throats, right? Like, for years, it was Roman wins, LOL. Roman goes to WrestleMania, LOL. Vince laughing all the way to the bank. But Roman might be one of the best of our generation. The best of our generation, perhaps. His delivery was flawless. And then he points to the belts. He's like, have you ever held that one? No, you didn't. What about that one? You ever hold that one? No. Have you ever even challenged for one of these before? Like, so belittling, but like, and then the way he said after he said that we didn't talk about you, your dad didn't ever say anything about you. The way that he goes on, he's like, well, maybe Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins or Becky Lynch or something like that. I mean, at least he didn't say it to me. Roman was fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. I was so giddy watching this promo. The delivery this was a master class on how to deliver a promo. I went into the comments to see I always get excited to see what other people have to say when stuff like this comes out. This was better than the Heyman Cody promo. This was an iconic Hall of Fame level promo. When both of these guys go into the Hall of Fame, this is going to be on their highlight reels. This was a fucking epic piece of business that they did. And the first face-to-face between a challenger and champion at WrestleMania is always so important. And especially in this situation, these guys never touched. I mean, maybe perhaps dashing Cody Rhodes, mixed it up with the Shield somewhere along the way, but really, or Stardust or something, but really Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, to my knowledge, has never happened, or at least certainly never happened in this in this setting, with these two in their primes of their careers. And this had a magic to it. Like, remember back in the day when WrestleManias, when the challenger was a new challenger and the champion was established, and you just felt that this is big. This is a big first-time confrontation, too. Never before. It's important that promo went as perfect as possible, and it could not have gone better, with the exception of Cody just dumbing it down just a hair. There was a part where Cody started to, so when you sent Paul Heyman to Raw, he wasn't there to get in my head. You weren't playing chess. He was there to speak the truth. Cody got a little whimsical there for a moment, but he brought it back around saying, I can't survive unless I beat you at WrestleMania. Oh, fucking chills, right? This is the kind of shit that gets our dicks hard as professional wrestling fans. This is the shit that we live for. There's not a wrestling fan alive that can call themselves a wrestling fan that did not see this interaction on SmackDown and just fucking sit there in awe. I watched it twice. I want to watch it a third time and just record and react to it because I'm missing stuff. I kind of hit the high spots of the promo, but I'm missing things. And then the end, the handshake and the respect. I saw somebody down in the comments like it was nice to see Roman didn't attack him or, jump him or whatever the case may be. Roman conveyed respect for Cody Rhodes here, if nothing else through his dad, as characters. The character Roman Reigns has a respect for Cody Rhodes. He put his hand out and he meant it. It wasn't like a, gotcha or, anything shady. It was I respect you, but I'm going to beat you still. I'm going to beat you, but I respect you. And Cody shook his hand and I'm going to beat you. I need it. I have to. It's more than just completing a story now. This was just one of the greatest pieces of work I've seen in a long, long time. And it could be hyperbole to say it's my favorite of all time. I would never dare say it's the best of all time because that's certainly subjective and everybody's going to have different criteria for what's the best promo. And certainly, pro wrestling covers so many years, so many great promos, so many epic promos that you could hardly say for certain that this was the best, but this might be my favorite. I think the pipe bomb was one before that, and they're few and far between. I can't even think of many off the top of my head. Obviously, the Austin 316 promo, stuff like that. The Rock's done some fantastic work, but at least in the modern era, this has to be one of the all-time great promos, period, and possibly the best of this era. If you have not watched the promo, I link the clip down in the description below. Hopefully YouTube doesn't give me shit about this. That will make me sad. If I have to take the demonetized, that's fine because I'm not monetized yet. I'm still a newbie, so fuck them. Just as long as the video plays. But my God. And like I said, I don't like to... this show was designed because every other podcast in the world talks about wrestling. And, I really wanted this to focus on the stuff outside of the ring. But I was so in awe watching this. It was so fucking magical. I had such goosebumps. Yeah, I'm a wrestling nerd. And this shit made my wrestling nerd dick pop up and wiggle a little bit. I'm not trying to disgust you. I'm simply telling you how it is. This it gives you that funny feeling in your pants. Makes you feel all good inside and warm. And this was a very important promo, make no mistake, in building the hype between now and WrestleMania for Cody versus Roman. And I thought it did its job in spades. I thought anybody involved with this behind the scenes needs a goddamn fucking raise, a kudos, a fucking high five. Vince needs to come on down and give people a hug and gorilla. Like, bravo on the fucking masterclass of a promo. But that's it. I'm done sucking off this promo enough. If I do end up doing like a little watch along type gimmick with it, I will make that the end video, like for the recommended, after this clip, what should you watch next? I'll put it there if or when it is done. Depends on the time I got this weekend. And if YouTube likes this clip, this is just a little clip. If I watch the whole promo, then, YouTube might not really like that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm very high on this promo, and it's that goddamn good to me. But what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. Am I over exaggerating, or was this fucking amazing? Right? Fucking amazing. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next. Hey, thanks for checking out that clip. Don't forget to check out other clips here on the channel. And while you're there, throw a like, throw a subscribe, and don't forget to check out full episodes each and every Sunday of the Pro Wrestling Podcast.